Hello and welcome. This is Eric from AG Racing Central. Whether you like its distinct style of extremely fast racing or not, there is no denying that Redout and its sequel from Italian independent studio 3-4 Big Things are a breath of fresh air into the anti-gravity racing genre. I would actually say that Redout 2, that improved upon so many things of the original, is a must-play for any racing game fan. In this video, I give you 5 reasons why you have to try Redout 2. Let's get started. Part of the reason I'm making this video is to highlight the amazing Redout community. A huge thanks to the awesome Redout players EHPEMERA RL, ZESTY AARDVARKS, MALAKAI THEDEMIGOD, JOLTOUT, Striker and ROKINATH for letting me use their footage for this video. You'll find links to all of their channels in the description. Now let's start with the first reason why you need to try Redout 2. The game is in general a unique and modern take on the genre. We have seen many games featuring anti-gravity racing that in many cases have been gameplay-wise very close to its source material. The very critically acclaimed Ballistic NG almost emulates the experience of the Wipeout games from the 90s, and 2020's Pacer and Fast RMX from 2017 were more or less spiritual successors to Wipeout and F-Zero respectively. And while I'm not criticizing any of these games, Redout 2 certainly takes its own path. For the uninitiated, the game might look like yet another anti-gravity racer taking place in a not-so-distant future, but once you've played it, you'll know how unique it is. Redout 2 is not trying to be Wipeout. It's not trying to be F-Zero. It's just Redout. Let me elaborate a bit on what I mean. Let's start off with the second point on my list, which is the game's control scheme. The gameplay is in its core relatively simple, and like so many other great games, the controls in Redout 2 are easy to learn but hard to master. You have your steering with the left analog stick, and the pitch and the strafing with the right. Strafing is used for adjusting a racing line or to make turns tighter, but you can also strafe in the opposite direction you're turning in to drift around corners. This also gives you a very satisfying futuristic drifting sound. Then we have the very important boost management that consists of the constantly available normal boost and the recharging hyper boost. Overuse of the boosts risks your ship of blowing up from overheating, so strategic thinking about when to use them is very important. When everything is put together, it makes up for a very deep racing experience. This is a bit remarkable since Redout 2 doesn't include any combat or on-track pickups whatsoever. It's just pure racing, where trial and error, boost management and track memorization are in focus. If it still sounds hard, then fear not, as this game is as difficult as you want it to be. This brings us to the next point on my list, which is Redout 2's adjustable difficulty. I keep hearing that this game is hard, and in a sense it is, but if this, in my opinion, not so accurate mantra keeps being repeated, it might deter new players from trying the game out, which is the opposite of what we want. In the game's setting, you don't only have the option of selecting between several different difficulties, you also have several sliders to adjust, letting you set the amount of assistance you need for the ship's various attributes. You can adjust everything from acceleration and braking to pitch control and strafing, but the most important one might be the boost assist that automatically cuts off your boost once your health bar reaches a certain threshold. Admittedly, I've only reached B League, so apparently I've only gotten used to the Gs. I play on pilot difficulty, the default one, and with all assistance turned off except for boost assist, which is set to 5%. I've hit a few difficulty spikes here and there when hunting for the 4th star on some of the levels, but so far the game is pretty manageable. I'm quite confident it will get tougher as the campaign progresses, but players will always have the adjustable difficulty to fall back on. Speaking of that, the difficulty is not the only thing you can customize in this game. You also have a plethora of options when it comes to liveries, paint jobs and visual upgrades of your craft, which is the 4th point on my list. All ships in the game have a very distinct look, but the overall design feels very coherent overall, even with all the visual customization. With all that's available here, there really is no problem making your ship unique. There is a paint job for every taste, as well as numerous color palettes to go along with it, but the most impressive part would have to be the many ways you can customize the different parts of the ships. You have different spoilers, engines, power sources, fronts and much more. All cosmetics are unlocked as you progress through the campaign. What is also unlocked in the same way is the performance upgrades. These attachments tweak the stats of your ship, increasing your strafing speed, top speed, durability and so on. Everything is unlocked at a steady pace, which gives you not only a great sense of progression, but it also gets you more and more used to the higher speeds. At first, the upgrades make the ships more and more powerful, but once you get to the second tier of upgrades, the attachments are more specialized in one specific stat, forcing you to pick the ones that complement your playstyle. With all this tinkering, it's a great thing that Redout 2 has a loadout system where you can save different ship configurations without having to make constant adjustments between races. And where will you do the racing? On the amazingly designed tracks, of course, which is the next point on my list. The The locations of the tracks are very varied as they are spread over different parts of our solar system like Earth, the Moon and Mars. Surrounding the tracks on Earth we can often see big well-known landmarks like Mount Fuji for example, but regardless of the location, it's evident that a lot of work went into the details of the surroundings on all of the 30+ tracks included in the base game. The roads, or rather magnetic strips themselves, will lead you into loops, breathtaking jumps and even free falls. Yes, this game is fast, so quick reactions and track knowledge is very important, but the flashing indicator just before every turn, jump, incline or decline makes it so that the game never feels unfair. Different elements on the track like water, gravel or lava will affect the ship's ability to cool down and its grip, and even the gravity of the location you're racing on will have an impact on how your ship maneuvers in the air. There's always something different to consider on every track you race at. Let's mention once again the amazing community surrounding this game. There are numerous YouTube channels, big and small, that regularly produce top quality, high-speed Redout 2 content. You have seen several of them in this video and I encourage you to check out all the channels that I'm linking to in the description. There are more positive things to say about Redout 2, like the overall excellent presentation, the killer soundtrack, but these were the main reasons why I think you should try this game. If you like Redout 2, chances are you also like the slightly different Bipod Omega collection. To hear me talk about why you should try that game, click on this video. Thank you for watching. My name is Eric from AD Racing Central and I'll see you in the next video.